Let's do a summary video, which I did not do after my San Diego trip, even though, I mean, is it really a trip? I flew down, stayed at the airport, flew back, so I almost hated to include that in a vacation package, but I did, because I did take a flight, and I like to record the flights. At any rate, it is a couple days later, actually. I got home, was it Tuesday, Monday night, and it's Thursday, so I was too tired. Then I could have done it, I don't know, excuses, there's plenty of them. That was my 11th trip to Florida this year, so I guess 12 total flights there. There was one a few years ago, that was Miami, so the past 11 have been, of course, Fort Myers. And I'm getting to know that place pretty well. I could almost fly the plane myself now. Yeah, and it was for 2 shows. So the same show, luckily, so one script to memorize. That was Very Victorian Murder, which I had written, 2015, so that's like 8 years. So I know the role pretty well now. Mainly, that's the only role I've ever done on the show, one role, so that works out, Dr. John. But as far as the return, I already covered like the other parts of it, but the return flight was an interesting day, a good day. Interesting sometimes, like there's going to be something to it. Nah, it was just a good day. I got to the airport early, took Uber to the airport, and got off there, early. I think what happened is a couple times ago, the traffic had been really bad around like 4 o'clock, and I don't know, it seemed like it took over an hour to get there, so I was really kind of cautious, but it was due to, I don't know, after Thanksgiving, like the Wednesday after or something. I don't know, it was like holiday traffic mixed in with commute traffic, so it really wasn't that bad. So now I'm learning how long it takes, but you never know, accident, whatever, it's happened before, was a bad accident. We got to the airport, plenty of time, could walk around, go visit the gazebo area, although somebody was, I think, smoking or maybe vaping, hard to tell. It said no smoking in that area, but I couldn't sit in my normal gazebo spot. Normal, I only did it once, but I walked around, then went through security, which is no line. I didn't wait for one single person. Nobody has pre-check out there. Nobody does that, I guess, which is fine by me. More, less of a line. It's just crazy that they have someone waiting, like a worker in there, but nobody goes through. And it was like, 5 o'clock, so most people were, I think, arriving, and not that many people are leaving, because there's really not. The later on in the day you get, for the East Coast, the fewer and fewer flights west, because, the time zone problem. So it tends to be earlier in the day. I mean, it's not, which is funny, because when I often fly out, it is 6 p.m., but there's not that many flights, especially coast to coast, that go that late. I'm one of the few flights. So I did get the upgrade. Before I got on, I thought I would have like 15 minutes to kill, and then I get to the gate area, ready to sit down and wait, and all of a sudden they're like already boarding. So twice now they've been boarding people early, like just not even just a little early, like 15 minutes early, which is kind of interesting. So you kind of got to plan it, because I try to plan it when, if I'm first and I need to store a bag, I do want to get to the early boarding, because I want to make sure no one takes my bag space. If I'm not carrying a bag, and just a backpack, then I could board last, because it doesn't really matter, because I'd rather not sit on the plane for that extra amount of time, because you're talking an extra half hour to 40 minutes when you board early. So, although with first class, it's a good seat, so it's not like I'm sitting uncomfortable. Probably the seat's more comfortable than what would be in the lobby. Maybe at the lounge, but they don't have a lounge there. Okay, making progress. It was a first class seat, so that was nice. This is the second time in a row for my Florida trips that I got the upgrade, or was it the third? But all of a sudden now it seems to be working out a little better, and I don't know why, but they got me the upgrade, and I was pretty happy with it. We took off, and I did buy the Wi-Fi this time. I just figured, 6 hours, it is nice to have Wi-Fi. It just gives me more options. I can, if I want to text or communicate with people, I can. Social media, I can. Prime, I can, or whatever, or just the internet, I can, or YouTube. It's like you have all these options rather than just the plane's entertainment system and nothing else. Well, a book, but it's funny, because the book I have is like, I'm trying to learn Spanish, so sometimes I have to look up words, and without the internet, I can't look up the words. There's that. Okay, and then the meal was interesting, because it was the burger. I'd selected a burger. I'd never had a burger on a plane before. It sounded pretty good, and it was, but beforehand, they sometimes bring out the hot nuts or the warm nuts, and I said, no, because I don't want to fill up anything extra before the flight, because I just, I can't ever finish the meals. I mean, not that I really want to finish the meals, but I can't finish the meals. So I turned down the nuts, and then the burger came out, and it had a little, like, I don't know what they consider it. It's like a cold soup or a cold, I don't know. There's something on the side. It's like a, I don't know. It's got like a piece of cheese in the middle, like that round, like goop cheese, whatever. White cheese, maybe it's a mozzarella cheese. But it's good. Make it sound terrible. It's good. It's just I didn't have any room for that. Had the burger, put the lettuce, and they put all the lettuce and pickles and all that stuff on the side. Put the sauce on. It was a good burger. I couldn't finish it. Got about 3/4, but it was cool to have a burger and a drink. Of course, I didn't pass up the drink. But then they came around with a little thing of ice cream. And I thought, no, I can't do it. I can't keep overeating just for the. I think it was more of the, it's hard to turn down free ice cream. And it's like, I have ice cream at home if I really wanted ice cream. And it's good ice cream. It's like a vanilla double fold, whatever, but it's good ice cream. But I said, no, I gotta stop doing that. I've had it. I've accepted the perk before, but I did get an extra drink. I got a beer this time. I usually don't get a beer, but I got a beer. All right, then we get to Seattle, and so the flight goes by pretty well. I did get the on-flight movie. Interesting movie. It was like, I can't remember the name, but it was like a kind of a raunchy comedy, and it was like a recent one, and it's just so rewarding, so nice to know that they still aren't afraid to make these kind of bolder comedies. I mean, you could easily never see the movie, you'd be fine. It's not like a must-see, but just the idea, it's like, all right, cool. They're not trying to worry about being politically correct or whatever. Although it even wasn't even that offensive, just a very kind of a, I don't know if a vulgar theme or whatever, but raunchy theme. I'll just go with that. Yes, landed in Seattle, and we finally got off the plane, and I walked straight to the parking garage, checking Uber, and I think I only would have done Uber if it were under $40, maybe $42, but it was like $55, and Uber or Lyft was like $65 or something. I said nope, so I kept walking. It's just that the money adds up, and if you just I already did Uber like a couple other times on the trip, so yeah, that's just no reason to do that when the train's right there. That's what it's for. It's $3. I even forgot to like activate my ticket until I pretty much was getting off the train, but I just thought, nope, I'm not stealing that ride. $3, paid for it. Got off the train, and it was a long ride, so it wasn't quick. And I was pretty tired and wasn't really feeling like doing much Spanish, but I did a little. And then it was the walk home, which at that point, another 15-minute walk isn't exciting, but what can you do? And maybe it's more like 10 minutes, hard to say. Anyway, finally got home, tripped him. That was a good trip. I brought my drone, but it rained, so no drone footage, no beach. And I mean, honestly, the beach will be different for me now as far as, I mean, if I go in the middle of the day and there's an opportunity to swim, I'll go on the beach and go in the water. But as far as just like, early in the day or late in the day at sunset, I mean, I'll go, but I'm not going in the water anymore. Yeah, probably just not, unless it's a really special occasion. I think I'm wearing long sleeve shirts, whatever, and protect. I'm just not exposing my skin to these bugs, whatever. It's just no reason for it. You pay for it for just, I mean, it's been 2 weeks and they don't itch anymore, but they're still healing. But I'm not going to turn down swimming in the middle of the day. I'm not an idiot. So it's like, if I can swim in the hot weather or whatever, I will. But I just know the bugs seem to be there at the morning and night. Yeah, I still want to go and experience the sunset and watch it and take photos and video, but I'm not going to go in the water and, just walk around for half an hour because you don't even feel the bugs. The worst part, you don't feel the bugs. It's like, I can't even swat them, but they're not like mosquitoes. It's like they just secretly do it. So you're not aware of it until it's too late and you've got like 40, and that's not even an exaggeration, 40 bites. Anyway, yeah, that's a topic. I came back, weight was a little higher, like 164, which, yeah, just not acceptable. So, but it was a lot of drinking and eating and just relaxing and carbs. And I did a little better the time before. I say that was more protein, but this one was just going crazy. So, yeah, with the beers and wine and yeah. So, I'll be working on that this week. And, yeah. And so, finally got the 100,000 mile mark. So when I got home, it said 100,000 miles. I passed it by like 200 miles or something, just barely. And I would have gotten it I have another flight this week and another flight next week, so I would have gotten it in time for the end of the year. But that also means all my flights now contribute to next year, and I also get the perks, or whatever perk. I get a gift bonus, and if I want, I'll probably use it for Wi-Fi. I think that's the best deal. I wouldn't use it for lounge. The miles, that's tempting. The miles or the Wi-Fi. It's hard to turn down 50,000 miles because of the value of that, but I'm getting 12,000 miles a trip anyway, so it's like, yeah, I think I'd rather enjoy the present more than kind of putting it off to the far future. Anyway, that's it. Yeah, good trip, and I will be taking another one in a couple weeks, but otherwise I have 2 other trips coming up, so traveling never stops. Cheers.